Okay, so step 1 was pull out the GCF. So I did. I pulled out the 5. Step 2 is factor. So I'm going to keep my GCF. I'm going to do slide stop for this one. So I'm going to prep my parentheses equals 0 and put in my x's. Okay, so I'm going to slide front times back. So 1 times 8 is 8. So factors that multiply to get 8. So 1 and 8, 2 and 4, 3 doesn't work, and I already got a 4. So these are the only 2. Okay, I need to add them to get a negative 6. So it could be a positive times a positive is a positive, or a negative times a negative is a positive. So since I got that negative 6, that means I'm going to have, they're both going to be negative. So negative 1, negative 8 is negative 9, so not those. Negative 2, negative 4 is negative 6, so those are my numbers. Negative 2, negative 4. Now I'm going to divide, but my a value, the front number, is a 1. So if I divide these by 1 right here, this one and this one, it's not going to change anything because 2 divided by 1 is 2, and 4 divided by 1 is 4. Okay, so you don't have to show that step. All right, and then I don't have anything on the bottom to bottom top. So this is factored. That is it. Okay, so step 3 is set each factor equal to 0. But wait a minute, Miss Robinson. What we got this 5 chilling out here. What do you do with it? Well, we can set it equal to 0. But does that even make sense? 5 equals 0? No, it's not even a true statement, and I don't have any letter to solve for. There's no x in that. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything. All right, so find the things in parentheses right here, and these have x's in them. So there was that one. So I got x minus 2 equals 0, and then I got x minus 4 equals 0. So let's solve. So minus 2, so I need to add a 2 to both sides. So the 2's 0 out. The right side, when I add them up, I get a 2. Over here, how do you undo minus 4? I need to plus a 4 on both sides. So the 4's 0 out. And you get x equals 4. All right, so my answers. I got x equals 2 and x equals 4. Okay, I didn't get any factor over here, remember? I didn't get, there was no x to get. And also remember, quadratics give you how many answers? That's right, 2. So I couldn't have gotten 3. That wouldn't have made sense. I can only get 2. Okay, let's try example 4, our last one before you can practice this thing. Woo, hello. Okay, let's see if I can, I can make it even bigger. All right. Okay, I got 4x squared minus 17x plus 4. So my first thought would be to pull out a GCF. So I got a 4, a 17, and a 4. Okay, so I got 2 4s, but the problem is this 17. This 17 is prime. That means the only 2 numbers that multiply to get it is 1 and 17, itself and the number 1. So I can't divide 17 by anything except 1, and 1 doesn't help. So I have no GCF for this one in A. Okay, so step 2 is to factor it. I'm gonna do, I'll just do slide stop again, that's fine. All right, so slide stop, I'm going to set up my parentheses with the x and the x. All right, so slide front times back. I got 4 times 4 is 16. So 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 3 times nothing because 3 doesn't work, but 4 times 4 works. And then I'm done because it wraps back up. 4 times 4, 8 times 2, 16 times 1. Okay, I need to add these to get a negative 17. So remember, a positive times a positive is a positive, but I could also do negative times negative is a positive. So in order to add to get a negative, both of these are going to have to be negative. And it looks like negative 1 and negative 16 add together to get me my negative 17. Okay, so my numbers are going to be negative 1, negative 16. Okay, I'm going to need to divide by what? The front number, which is, in this case, a 4. So I'm going to divide by 4. Look and reduce. 1 over 4 does not reduce, so this 4 is going to have to be pushed back up. 16 over 4 does reduce, though. They can both divide by 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, so this 1 you can write, or you don't have to write. Remember, you don't have to write the invisible ones. So when I write this thing, the 4 comes up, and you could write the 1, but I'm not gonna. So x and minus, and then remember the 16 reduced down to a 4. So this thing is factored. 4x minus 1, x minus 4. Okay, so step 3 is I'm going to, and equals 0 to remind me I got to solve. So step 3 is I'm going to separate the factors and set them both equal to 0. So 4x minus 1 is 0. X minus 4, is 0. Okay, this one is a two-step equation because I got something on the x. So what should I move first? Do you remember? We need to undo this minus 1 first. So add a 1 to both sides. So I still got the 4x. But now how do you undo multiplication? Because this 4 is being multiplied, right? Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So 4 over 4 is 1. So I get x, 1x, equals, 1 divided by 4. That can't reduce. So you could write this two ways. You could keep this as a fraction, or you could write it as a decimal. It is 0.25. Okay, either way. Normally, though, you're going to see it as a fraction. All right, so get used to just keeping it as a fraction. Use your calculator. Remember that button above enter. For the life of me, I still can't remember what it looks like. I think it looks like this. I don't know. It may be the other way. But it will, if you type in 1 divided by 4 and it gives you the decimal, type the button above enter and it will push it back to a fraction for you. So it will reduce it if it could reduce. Okay? All right, the other side, I had x minus 4. So to undo a minus, I'm going to plus both sides. Yoink. Negative and a positive, 0 out. I get 0 plus a 4 is a 4. So looks like my two solutions are I get x is a 4th and x is a 4. All right, so you can have solutions that are fractions. That's legit, okay? And you can also have them that are just regular old integers, okay? All right. So I hope this helps. You just need to factor and solve. Step 1, take out a GCF if there's one. Step 2 is factor. And step 3 is set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Okay, so turn this over to the back. Go ahead, flip it really quick. Flip, 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 flip. On the back is this kind of puzzle, okay? What is the title of this picture? It's kind of a weird cubey looking thing, all right? So to figure out the title, what this is called, is you got 1 through 14, and notice that they are all quadratics. Look at these degrees, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. They're all quadratics, and they're all set equal to 0, okay? So you're going to have to solve these out in the fashion that we just did, okay? Solving by factoring. All right, when you solve it, you'll get two solutions. So down here, you'll have to match it. All right. So let's do number 1 together so I can show you kind of how this works. All right. I would like for you to do this work on a sheet of notebook paper. Okay. So just do it on some notebook paper so you can see your work, so that if you got stuff wrong, I can see where you went wrong. All right. So a squared plus 7a plus 10 equals 0. All right, so step 1, GCF. This is a 1, a 7, and a 10. 7 is prime, and then this is 1. So I don't have any GCF. Look at the letters. I got A2, A, and no A. So since this one doesn't have any, I can't take any out. So I don't have a GCF to take out. So next step is to factor. So I'm going to set up my A's and my A's. So I'm going to slide front to back. 1 times 10 is 10. So 1 times 10 is 10, 2 times 5, and that's it. I need to add them together to get a 7. Obviously, it's 2 plus 5 is 7. So plus a 2, plus a 5. Okay, I factored it. Step 3 is set the factors equal to 0. So I got a plus 2 equals 0, and a plus 5 equals 0. All right, so undo addition with subtraction. Zero's out, so a is negative 2. Also addition, so zero it out with subtraction. So a equals negative 5. So in this case, my solution set, so you can write it as a set. Remember, a set would be the squiggly brackets like down here, is negative 2 and a negative 5. That is what a equals. It could be negative 2 or negative 5. So I come down here and I look for negative 2, negative 5. Oh, there it is. And it is I. Okay, so it looks like number 1 is I. So you go through this code. So here's a number 1, so you would write the letter I. So is there any more ones? No more ones. Okay, so then I'm done with 1, so then you'd move on to 2. All right, and whatever that solution is with the letter down here, you would match it to the number 2 spot. There's one here, and there's a number 2 over here. All right, and you just keep going down, check, 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 until you fill out the title. All right? Okay, I want you to get this done. This is good practice for you. Okay, should be back on Tuesday, and I will see you then. Bye, guys. Have a great and wonderful day.